Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to another episode of News Round for Anfield Index. It's a bit strange doing this on a Sunday evening. Normally it's Monday morning, and we're even talking about a Monday night fixture potentially and what might become and all the things ahead for the Reds. But yeah, it's Sunday evening. Super Sunday is done. We're going to talk about that a little bit. All the Premier League games have finished. Every Premier League side has played 5 games this season. I tell you what, we haven't half learned a lot already. I'm your host, Dave Davis, coming to you from the sun setting. It's actually quite nice in Edinburgh at the moment. It was far nicer than it was at Anfield weather-wise yesterday, but no one cares too much about the weather. We care about everything Liverpool related. And we start every news round with the same old question. How are we? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant weekend it's been. It's not perfect because both teams who just played the Super Sunday would have lost, of course, but that's just not possible. Look at that from a tweet from Mo Stewart, though. 6 English teams played in the Champions League in midweek. Only one won this weekend. That tells you everything you need to know about these Reds. Late winning goals are not for everyone, aren't they? Winning after a Champions League game, a tough one in midweek, not for everyone, is it? Yeah, so much to like about that. It's interesting. The comments are coming in, so feel free to drop yours in. There's actually a little chat on a Sunday evening, but LFC side there saying, hey, Dave, shame City couldn't hold on for the draw win, but a draw is decent enough. Now, I'm going to be honest, as I look at this Premier League table, I kind of said earlier on in Daily Red, I fancied it would be a draw, and I think that would be a decent result. And the manner in which it unfolded an hour ago or so, I think is great. Because City get the lead and Arsenal, who, by the way, as ever, Lego Head gets what he deserves for putting 8 men behind the ball from the start. Then people say, he went for it. Well, yeah, he put a few attackers on. If you want to speak about going for it, speak to Arne Slot quite clearly. But they will know. There'll be that thing from Arsenal, and they'll be doing mental gymnastics now to try and justify why that's a good result. They'll know that's 2 points dropped, really, especially against the City side who haven't been firing on all cylinders at all. And I mean, Christ, 5 games in, look how far you have to scroll down the table. City in 9th place on 7 points, 8 adrift of us already. Arsenal, 5 adrift of us already. So actually, I don't think a draw is a bad result whatsoever for us. I mean, who'd have thought 5 points clear at this stage already? A perfect points record so far as well. And the Premier League had this tweet out, didn't they? They had that tweet for every team to win the first 5 matches of the season and where they finished in the table. And if actually you look at it, look how many there are in total, 14. But actually, City, 23-24, us, 19-20, Chelsea, 2009-10, and Chelsea, 2005-6. There's only 4 teams that have won their first 5 games and gone on to win the league, which is probably a good indicator how early it is still in the season. We cannot get carried away at all, but you could have asked for a better start, could you? You couldn't ask for a better start where you're 5 out of 5, your rivals have dropped points, the best placed one is 5 points behind you, and all 21 players were fit and available for this weekend, as per the words of Arne Slot. As JP there says, happy top of the league to you, glorious Reds. Yeah, indeed. This has a nice feeling, doesn't it? And it had a great feeling yesterday. And it seems right to talk about players as well. So we'll talk about a few individual ones. Hugo Ekitike. By the way, what a finish through the legs of Little Arms for the first goal. Absolutely sensational, wasn't it? And look at that. I knew how important the derby was to the fans. Damn right he did. Damn right they all did from the off yesterday. They knew bragging rights were at stake. They knew early kickoff, all the traps of that. They knew how much we wanted it. We knew we had to be it from the off because of how the Blues were going to play. Some great lines for this. But this is my favourite, actually, early doors. So I'm not going to read it. You all can obviously do it in your own time. But it's a very proud feeling, happy feeling. We just have to keep going. It's just got that feel, the talk of last season, hasn't it? The way it's just like, yeah, we've won, brilliant, next game. Next game. And that is just, even these new players like Hugo Ekitike are buying into it. And speaking of Hugo Ekitike, usually the striker was in that position last season. You were waiting for the offside flag to go up, weren't you? But he makes so many good runs. He timed it so well. And he slides it in beautifully. Just a little message to Alexander Isak that, you know, there's no absolute guarantees of that number 9. Just a reminder, there's also a young talent in town. Brilliant game for him. As Helio puts there, we haven't clicked yet. It's true. We're probably only at 80%, but even at level, we're top of the table. Beware when we shift gear, because when you look at it, late winners ain't for everyone, are they? Important to say. But as much as we're praising Hugo Ekitike, he wasn't actually the star man of yesterday, wasn't he? All the love, all the outpouring should be really for Ryan, of course, but as a player, Ryan Gravenberch. And Virgil talked about him, didn't he? Ryan's unbelievable. He's very important to the way we play. You can see the number of times I try to look for him. It benefits him, me, and the team. He's in incredible shape. The form of his life. He has to keep going. He's still so young. The expectation of him will always be right up there. And that's what he has to try and reach every 3 or 4 days. It's a nice challenge. It is a nice challenge. And Christ, is he meeting it at the moment. Every 3 or 4 days? Not this week, which we'll talk about why very shortly. But, yeah, when the big games come thick and fast. And I think you've got to be honest with Ryan Gravenberch right now. Right now, there's not a better midfielder on form. And I talked about it earlier. We can all do the 6, 8, or all that type of chat. But just if you just look at his form objectively this season, absolutely brilliant. And he did an interview afterwards, or they used his comments afterwards, didn't they, on the official website? Look at that for a strapline. I'm playing with more freedom, and I'm really happy. There is, again, I'll let you read it if you want to, but some great lines in there. And it's this one that I like when he's asked about taking his game to another level this season. It's the coach that gives me confidence. This season, we have more freedom in the midfield. Last season, I was only on the 6, like deep. Now I can go more forward, which you saw today. My strength is also there. I'm happy with that, and also happy with the goal. I think that's two goals, isn't it, this season already for Ryan Gravenberch yesterday, and that one against Newcastle, wasn't it, into the bottom corner against Pope. So 2 strikes already. Great start. The runs. A couple of assists already as well. You forget that. The assist for Mo Salah against Atletico. The assist for Hugo Ekitike's winner yesterday. 2 goals, 2 assists. And actually, because he didn't play the opener, 5 games as well. Ryan Gravenberch is, as Virgil says, in the form of his life. And he was absolutely crucial to this one yesterday. Which is why, if you're deadly honest, it's even better that we're not going to see him on tomorrow, isn't it? Or Tuesday. This is where you get the days confused, isn't it? Tuesday evening, but we'll talk about that as well very shortly. Speaking of other players that deserve a bit of a mention, Milos Kerkez. Now, it's not been the best of starts. We've had the emotional debut against Bournemouth. We've had the goal against Newcastle when Bruno scored, which, could have probably done better. Didn't show, I think, enough desire, determination. There's been signs of promise, and yesterday was his best game. As Ben Boxat tweeted there for his Hungarian counterpart, Kerkez with a solid performance, 100% of dribbles completed, 100% of aerial duels won, 4 out of 7 ground duels won, 6 headed clearances, and 1 chance created. It felt different, and it was different from Kerkez yesterday, wasn't it? He won everything in the air, jumping for the lot. A little springboard it was at times, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. And I think me and Bart's have profiled him before, and if you looked, his actual aerial duel success wasn't that strong. And you did wonder that he tried his best against Semenyo, but others, but against the Everton team that, well, pump it, let's be honest, did so well. What I also liked is she went forward. He didn't just sit there right next to Virgil. Did you see him? A couple of brilliant crosses into the box, making things happen. It's almost like at times yesterday, we lifted the chains off him a bit in the best possible way because he did his defensive work and he chose his moments very well. Maybe for the goal, we might see he gets under the ball, but he's coming in to cover, isn't it? So I'm not going to be too critical on him for that. But a really good display. As JP says there, Milos had a great game, really good in the air. Wasn't expecting that. I don't think too many were, but really promising that from the man. In terms of AI stuff that's even coming out, I mean, Mark Gay, I'm just going to be honest on this. You are going to see, where are we? September. So by January, I guarantee you will see at least another 3 clubs for Gay. You've seen Real Madrid like this one being mentioned. You'll see Man City come in the mix. Lego Head just likes collecting defenders at Arsenal like the Pokemon, doesn't he? So he'll probably have a go. But there will Bayern Munich as well as the other one I was thinking of probably. So the Mark Gay stuff will just be kind of recycled round again and again and again. We're not really going to get anything too much on that. So it will be interesting to see when anything concrete develops. And I'd say the same with that for Ibu. It's hard to predict when anything concrete, and the rumours and the noise will stop a little bit, won't they? But other bits I'm looking here. Look at this. Jamie Carragher just wants to be hated by us all, doesn't he? The way he commentates and the things he says. Carragher dismisses Salah's Ballon d'Or chances. I mean, come on. There's an own goal or a free hit really here, Carragher, isn't there? He's interested. He said, for me, the top 6 players, Dembele, Hakimi, Mbappe, Rafinha, Salah and Lamel. I could get behind that, I could get behind that. As I'd probably agree that was the top 6 for me. I know people will bring in Neves, won't they? Vitinha in PSG midfield as well because they've won the Champions League. But, yeah. Tomorrow night, I really hope he does it for him. But, and I'll say this, he's talked about it this season, Mo Salah will be uber. It won't make one bit of difference to how he performs. It might, be a dent privately if if he's not in the winner, the top 3. Who knows really? But he's talked about it being the team, the collective, with everything that's happened this season. So he won't dip for one single second. But I would love him. Sound like Keegan, don't I? Love it. Absolutely love it if he would win this one, ladies and gents. Yeah. Salon's Ballon d'Or chances. What are you thinking? I wouldn't pretend I'm confident. The winner is usually the one who wins the Champions League. So I think if you ask me to bet, Dembele will be the one that takes it. The only thing to say is Ronaldinho's won it before when Barca didn't win it or the league. And, They looked at it as the player, maybe as an individual contribution. Fingers crossed the universe does Mo Salah a solid, but we will have to see on that one. Now, this coming week, Arne Slot, he's done a number of press conferences. He should be doing one as well tomorrow. Should be, with it being the Carabao. But I wonder if he'll do like a Pep Linders. Remember when Pep Linders used to, I don't know, that's a bad name and a naughty word, I get it, but he used to cover them for Kloppo at the end because he couldn't be bothered, could he? I think it will be Arne Slot. But in terms of the Carabao, Tuesday night, Southampton, it's going to be fascinating to see what team is going to be picked this coming week. He gave us a clue who it won't be. So if you missed it, just have a listen to this after the Merseyside derby.
A lot. I can go on and on and on, but the good thing is I do have the options to rotate throughout the week. And the ones that played 3 times 90 are Virgil, Ibu, Mo, Ryan, and Dom, the ones that are used to this intensity at this level. And again, they showed up really good.
We'll be seeing them on Tuesday.
I can tell you now, you won't be seeing them on Tuesday now. Yeah. If that's any help for Southampton, then they already know.
So there you go. Virgil, Ibu, Grav, Szoboszlai, and Mo Salah, you will not be seeing them on Tuesday. Interesting. Which then makes it, you expected that anyway, don't get me wrong, there's no massive surprises there, but you're starting to think who is going to be in this team, aren't you, for the Carabao? For me, Mamardashvili is, of course, going to start the rotation there. Well, Joe Gomez is going to have to play at centre-back because there doesn't really seem to be any. And the Italian stallion, Giovanni Leone, left out at the weekend, but will start in this. So those are your 2 centre-backs. Left-back, surely Robbo, who didn't play a single minute, didn't come on in the derby. And maybe will feel harsh to be in this team a little bit. Jeremy Frimpong, I think it'll be at right back. Although Connor Bradley, did well, didn't he? Didn't dive in, shall we say. Did okay. More than okay. I'm being harsh there against Jack Grealish. Hello there saying, Rio starting, Italian stallion at the back. Something to look forward to against Southampton. Even Mamardashvili will be nice to see. They're all going to be in my starting lineup, I reckon. Interesting that Reece Williams was training with the team as well. And also, I don't know if anyone clocked it, shout out to Lewis Bonner because he tweeted it. The likes of Trey Ione, Jaden Dans, Kieran Morrison, they were left out, weren't they, of the under-21s game that was at the Academy against United today. Suspicion that they'll be involved for this one as well, even if it's from the bench. So you start to just get a few clues, aren't you? It's like, guess who in it? Knock them down one by one. Midfield, Endo's got to start. I think Curtis Jones will start as well. Good sub appearance, but needs to build up his minutes a little bit, needs to build up his fitness. I'm going to bypass the midfield and jump to the attack just now. Rio Ngamo will start. Chiesa will start. And I do think Jaden Dans will play the 9. Just got a feeling Chiesa will go right. Ngamo left. Dans in the middle. The only weird thing that might come into the mix, and I don't know about this, is do you reckon the 2 record signings get minutes? Do you reckon Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak start or get minutes in this one? I am genuinely leaning to that they'll both get minutes, but I don't know. I don't really say it with confidence. I almost don't want them to, but then I'm thinking, would it be good for them in this type of game at the same time? Maybe more for Isak rather than Wirtz, who's, come off, played a lot of the games. Isak seems to need minutes, doesn't he, to build up? But I don't know. I don't say either of them with great certainty. So there is a few question marks on that. Yeah, and as few are mentioning, it might well be Endo Jones and Trey Ione, the third there as well. It's a tough one to pick, isn't it? A little bit, this Carabao lineup, but it will be fascinating. And I get it. Some of you will be saying, well, this week, And, the Carabao's right down the list of priorities. I won't even be watching it. Understand that, it's each to their own. There was this tweet out from the Premier League. Now, only 2 teams remain unbeaten following Chelsea's defeat against United. Crystal Palace and Liverpool face each other. This is, and it's weird to say this, isn't it? The Saturday 3 o'clock game for us. Yeah, this is tough. It's the start of, I'm not saying the Carabao's a free hit. It's never that dramatic. And I know some people will say that's sacrilege in every trophy. And I get that. And I have great, I've been to Wembley, even for the Newcastle one, which is a bad day out, but still love the experience of it all. It's such a big week coming up after that, though, isn't it? When you go Palace away, Galatasaray away, Champions League, Chelsea away. Yeah, it's why I'm just swithering around how strong he will go. And Seth F saying there, obviously, yeah, you need at least 5 guys will play, 90 plus a goalie. I'd start Wirtz and Isak too. I genuinely just don't know if that's a good idea. I could be swayed either way. Genuinely on it. Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? McAllister, as a few are mentioning there, will he be in the mix? He wasn't one of the ones quoted. Was he by on a slot that will miss out? So we'll have to see a lot what happens. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get more clues in Arne Slot's press conferences, just what is it, singular, tomorrow, and go from there. And speaking of tomorrow, we have got an absolute raft of content. Naturally, we had Daily Red earlier. There's plenty of shows there. There's the Raw Boys, if you want to digest more about the weekend. Gags was joined by Lewis, wasn't he, as well? So plenty going on there. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., you will get Media Matters with David Lynch. We are on early this weekend, mainly just because everything's jumped up a little bit, hasn't it? The way everything works, that every team has now played, as we said at the top of the show, 5 games. And when you look at it, that is an absolute thing of beauty, isn't it? Top of the league, 5 from 5. Just a sea of green W's. Absolutely brilliant. Arsenal in second on 5 points behind. Remember how Carragher said they had the best squad and, they should be favourites? City, God, you have to scroll down to 9th on 7 points. It's a brilliant start. But that's all it is. And this maybe kickstarts everything else. Maybe, just maybe, though, there might be, I don't know, I'm still swithering on this. Not too many of your favourite players starting come Tuesday night. Hellier, that everyone's got the thoughts on this. Kelly also saying Chiesa wasn't even on the bench against Everton, so she'll get an opportunity here. Just waiting for him to take off with more goals. Tough with Isak and Ekatike. Yeah, this does feel like maybe a few. If you're going to shine, as Elvis said, it's now or never, isn't it, really? But you can enjoy this week, essentially. Yeah, it's the build-up to the Carabao before the Premier League resumes. And whoever you see him work on Monday, they'll be avoiding you. Because when the Reds win the Merseyside derby for bragging rights, when the 15 points out of 15 available, everything just feels right in the world, doesn't it, people? Well, there we go. So later on than normal, on Sunday, the 21st of September, that was another news round for Anfield Index.